Incoming transmission standby. Welcome to the Nod News Network. The reprimand came after Canada announced the expulsion of a diplomat for his alleged involvement in the murder of an activist. New Delhi on Tuesday rejected as absurd the Canadian government's allegation that Indian agents were involved in the assassination of Khalistan separatist movement leader Hardeep Singh Nijjar, a Canadian citizen. The move comes after the Canadian government on Monday expelled a top Indian diplomat as part of Ottawa's investigation into what Prime Minister Justin Trudeau described as credible allegations that Indian government has been implicated in the murder of a Khalistan activist. Nijjar, a staunch supporter of the Khalistan movement, which sought to create an independent Sikh homeland in India's Punjab region, was shot dead on June 18 outside a Pakistani cultural centre. Sikhs in Surrey, British Columbia. Trudeau gave an urgent address to lawmakers in Parliament on Monday afternoon, informing them that Canadian security agencies were pursuing credible allegations of potential links between Indian government agent and the murder of Nijjar on Canadian soil. The allegation that the Indian government was involved in any act of violence in Canada is absurd, the Indian Ministry of External Affairs said in a statement. He added that such baseless allegations are aimed at diverting attention from Khalistan terrorists and extremists, who have taken refuge in Canada and continue to threaten India's sovereignty and territorial integrity. Degree. The Canadian government's inaction on this issue has been a long-standing and ongoing concern. New Delhi added that Canadian political figures openly expressing sympathy for such elements remained a matter of deep concern. Canada's space for a range of illegal activities, including murder, human trafficking and organized crime, is not new. We reject any attempt to link the Indian government with such developments. We call on the Government of Canada to take swift and effective legal action against all anti-India elements operating on its soil, the statement said. Earlier on Monday, Canadian Foreign Minister Mélanie Joly announced that the head of India's intelligence agency in Canada had been expelled for India's alleged involvement in the attack. If this becomes true, it would constitute a serious violation of our sovereignty and the most basic rules of how nations treat each other, Joly said, according to the AP. The move comes days after Canada cancelled its trade mission to India and the Indian government admitted that crucial trade talks between the two countries had been frozen over certain issues. At the G20 Leaders Summit in New Delhi, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi expressed deep concern to Trudeau about Canada's approach to Khalistan operations, India's Ministry of External Affairs said. In July, New Delhi summoned the Canadian High Commissioner over posters displayed by Khalistan supporters ahead of the Freedom Rally in front of the Indian consulates in Toronto and Vancouver. The posters called Indian diplomats murderers and caused outrage among the Punjabi community in Canada. Ottawa called the posters unacceptable and said it takes its obligations regarding the security of diplomats very seriously. This has been the Nod News Network, transmission complete.